Okay, Ghislaine. Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, that's not how you pronounce it. Okay. Oh, I've got to go. Hello there, you Awakening Wonders. Thanks for joining me today for Stay Free with Russell Brand. We are live and we are alive and we are awake and we are blessed and we're exactly where we're supposed to be in the world. What about you? Are you free? Where are you right now? Are you having a good time? Are you happy with the way things are going? Trump is playing golf in Scotland, so the news has contracted a little bit. Timcast, thank you for the raid. If you're not watching us on Rumble, get over to Rumble. Wherever else you might be. Maybe you are in the domain of Elon Musk, X. Join us in the Tealverse. I've heard people calling it like Peter Thiel's things. And when I'm thinking about the new emergent elites, Jake, beloved producer of the show, dear beloved Isaac, director of the show, what I think of is, I think like the new elites are emerging as predicted by Martin Gurry, the writer of Revolt of the Public. The reason we're feeling all this conflict and tension is the old elites have lost their means of power, or at least their competence in controlling systems of power with the advent of new media and mass communication on an entirely different level. And new elites haven't yet fully grasped the levers of power, but they will. Russell, I like your shirt. See if you can guess who it belongs to. See if you can guess. This is open to people in the studio. Do you know?
Of course.
Yeah, who do you think?
Your wife?
It is my wife. Yeah, that's the correct answer. It's my wife.
That was a trick question.
It's not a trick. Like people go, "Is that your wife's?" And I go, "Yes, it is." Here's a new technique. When you're out and about, you've got to say very quickly, like, say if you've just done a show for Maha, maybe you're in Washington, D.C., you're at the Ned Hotel, you're doing an event with, like, Dr. Berg, who I'm going to do a show with. Do you guys know who Dr. Berg is? He's good, Dr. Berg. And Dr. Oz is there and lots of Maha people. What would you describe Maha people as? They're the sort of health aspect of MAGA, aren't they? In a minute, we're going to be talking about Dan Bongino, former Rumble content creator. Many regard him as an irrefutable legend. But what does he mean with that Gnostic, cryptic post where he's like, I've seen things, man. You weren't there, man. You weren't there. We're going to be talking about what did Bongino see in there? What is he building in there? What is he building in there? We're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be talking about that South Park episode. And do you continue to think that Trey Parker and Matt Stone are hilarious, even if they nominate someone that you adore, in this instance, Trump? And isn't it amazing? They've treated Trump exactly the same as Saddam. I like that. Anyway, hey, Crowder, thanks for the raid. Crowder, thanks for the raid. Crowder, thanks for the raid. This is why you got to get Rumble Premium. You get additional content from me, from Crowder, from Greenwald, from Paul Greenwald. Paul, and I will send you one of my wife's blouses. You can dress like a lady if you want to. Like, I was watching Mrs. Doubtfire with my children last night, and like the bit where her, is the correct term, titty boobs catch on fire, I was thinking, you wouldn't be able to do that no more. Anything that suggests that there's something inherently funny about a man dressing as a woman, you can't do that no more. You can't go, that's funny that he had to dress like that. Also, can I just say, that was a very extreme thing for that man to have done, and I think the consequences psychologically for his children could actually outweigh the benefits of the additional time he got to spend with them in character. Like, for example, when his son sees Mrs. Doubtfire stand up peeing, like, that's not going to be good for that boy. And then, like, don't worry, it's not a woman with a penis, son. It's me, your dad. Yeah. I mean, that's so many, like, jarring... That's so much to deal with that I don't think...
That's just a normal day at Starbucks now.
I'll have a caramel salt vanilla latte. Oh, I see you've got a penis, ma'am. Thank you very much. Do you mind if I use that to stir my coffee? Of course I don't mind. It's completely numb because it's made from skin from my inner thigh. Fair enough. Fair enough. Hairy muff. Fair enough. Join us and become free. The Heavenly Father, the Lord, has placed a spirit within you, and it's the spirit of freedom. In perfect freedom and perfect love, there is no fear. You will be fearless, even if you feel the system encroaching upon you and trying to shut you down, son. Anyway, you might be at a Maha ball. Thanks for joining us from Crowder and Timcast, by the way. I've done this event for Maha. I'm supporting Maha. I think it's a good idea. I love Bobby Kennedy. I love Dr. Oz. I love Jay Bhattacharya and Martin Makari. I think the big food, big pharma, big agriculture needs to be brought into check so local honest, decent, God-honest farmers of America and the UK can make a good living, that we eat food that's grown near where we eat food that's grown near where we're eating it, that we eat animals that are reared near where we eat them, and that we have control over our food and control over farmer, that we have to bring down these behemoths. And if that's the agenda for Maha, it's an agenda I can support. Anyway, sometimes when say, for example, afterwards, maybe some attractive women come and talk to old Russ, that's me, like, you think, oh no, look, attractive women, that's a desirable stimulant. But then what you're supposed to say is, my wife gave me this blouse, something like that, just bring it up. My wife gave me this blouse to sort of play it. And when someone gave me that advice, my friend Phyllis, I goes, if I know that already, that I'm supposed to do that, and I don't do it, does that mean I'm complicit in the dynamic of what you might call intrigue? And she went, yes, it does. And I appreciate her honesty. Holiness means that you're with your wife and your children all the time. You're with your God, your Jesus, all the time. There's not a bit where you go, Jesus, you just stay there for a moment. OnlyFans. Jesus, hi, how's it going? Yeah, no, it's terrible what you went through, wasn't it? For sin and everything. I've just been doing a bit more of it over there, scribbling on my own belly. Dirty, filthy way to carry on. Anyway, we're going to be talking about what Bongino saw. What do you think about that, Angry Wee Drobby? What's wrong with attraction to women? Nothing. Temptation, even our Lord experienced temptation. Nothing's wrong with it. But yielding to temptation and objectification is wrong because it's false idolatry. Sex outside of marriage is wrong. There's all sorts of things that are wrong. There's a book about it. Now then, Joseph Stalin, gone are the days. Gone are the days where we could all chuckle at Mrs. Doubtfire's gorgeous balls. Them days are behind you now. I'm sorry to tell you, it's all moved on. Anyway, I don't think that people that are trans should feel bad about themselves because God loves us all. Jesus loves us. Jesus will be right down with me. Go, come, sit down. What are you worried about? What's happening? No, that's not going to work. Chill. I'm paraphrasing. He's a modern Jesus. All right. So we've got a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking about Online Safety Act in the UK. People are already getting arrested for crazy nonsense. We'll talk a little bit about Ursula von der Leyen and Donald Trump hooking up and getting it together. We'll talk about that frosty exchange between Trump and Jerome Powell. You guys tell me what you want. Temptation and the Original Sin, you think they're comparable, Ashella? Yep, certainly, I suppose so. Jake would know more about that than me. But let's do a little bit on this South Park first, because I like this. Now, in that South Park movie, one of my favourite things was the way that Saddam Hussein talked to his lover, the devil. Come on, relax, guy, and all that stuff. I was well into it. And I like the way that they've used the same exact character for Trump, because it just means in their collective comic imagination, there are different types. Think about the origins of comedy, or not the origins, but one iteration of troubadour comedy, Commedia dell'arte, in Italy, where they'd wander around and have masks, like one mask for the tyrant, one mask for the miser, one mask for Pulcinella, the clown. Well, like South Park are drawing on a similar set of archetypes, and they've got sort of this beautiful idea of making very powerful people ridiculous by highlighting a kind of infantile wanting. And all tyrants must want that. If you ain't seen that film Last King of Scotland, my favourite line in it is when Idi Amin goes, I'm a man. And James McAvoy goes, no, you're like a toddler. That's what makes you so terrifying. You're like a toddler. I like this because it is infantile to just think that your wants are the only things that matter. Don't you fall into it sometimes? I do most days at some point. But like the other thing I like in that film is when he goes, why didn't you, when Idi Amin goes to James McAvoy, Idi Amin's the ruler of, what country was that? Rwanda, Uganda, and Kenya? I don't know. I'm not good with the names they call bits of Africa. Anyway, you don't pretend you care. We're on Rumble, for God's sakes. You wouldn't even care if I started banging out the N-word, you lunatics. Anyway, so like he goes, he's the leader, and he has this advisor, James McAvoy, who, like the actor himself, is Scottish. And he goes like, why didn't you tell me that this decision I made would lead to these consequences? He goes, I did tell you. And he goes, but you didn't persuade me. You didn't persuade me. That's not taking responsibility for your own actions. I love the ultimate swear word Cartman uses to defeat Satan is Barbara Streisand. That's Jardini68. Hello, my name is Mrs. Jones, and I am a very nice person. I liked it when they, that's how they portrayed Barbara Streisand. Anyway, don't criticise my blouse, Deanna620, 1969. My blouse size is nice. Someone's put the N-word in there. I hate higgers. Huggers, yeah, that was a good episode. All right, okay, let's have a look at what they've been saying about Trump.
The White House is firing back at Comedy Central's South Park after the season premiere. The episode Wednesday included a scene showing President Trump lying in bed with Satan, who also had a previous relationship with Saddam Hussein on the show. On Thursday, a White House spokesperson issued a statement saying, quote, South Park hasn't been relevant for more than 20 years, going on to say the show is hanging on by a thread by uninspired ideas in an attempt for...
That's not true. They've just got $1.5 billion deal they've just done. And what they've done is they've been true to comedy, Trey Parker and Matt Stone. They don't seem to be partisan. I watched some of their content during COVID and I didn't agree with their perspective. But there are some people that have created so much great art, you just have to go, you crack on, man. You know shit I don't know, because they're so talented. Trey Parker and Matt Stone are the epitome of good comedy writing. Have you ever watched that show, 6 Days to Air? They turn around from the concept to broadcast in 6 days. And that's for an animated piece of content. That's unbelievable. What I've seen in them is they're so true to the muse of comedy. And the true muse of comedy, if you ask me, is this, that all of us are ridiculous. Everything is ridiculous. We're pretending that we know what we're doing. And just behind the veil is the deep, deep truth of our ridiculousness, of our trans, what do I want to say? I want to say transience, of our transience. The point of comedy is a little bit like a sort of something I saw on a mural in a church in Rome, a baby cherub peeking out from behind the curtain. This is the spirit of comedy. All of us know that it's ridiculous. We're taking our lives seriously and our identity seriously. Trump should have said, or at least his spokesperson should have said, them guys are well funny. Once in a while, I'm going to get hit by them, and I don't mind, because that's the price of free speech, in which I strongly, strongly believe. I will tell you now, though, I've got a massive cock, and I was completely wrong about that. That would have been the best thing to say, if you ask me. But yeah, if you start getting into it with comedians, it'll carry on.
Attempt for attention. The show's parent company, Paramount, has not issued a response.
Let's see what they're doing.
Faith in Christ. We're bringing back Christ. There's money in Christ. Bringing back Christ. Christ makes the money. Christ makes the money. Christ makes the money. Christ makes the money.
Mr. President, a lot of your supporters are starting to turn against you.
Hey, tell them to take a rest.
Sir, can you please talk to them? They're really riled up.
All right, give me that. Hey, relax, guy.
Yeah, hi, what do you think you're doing? Our children are being told that they have to sit with Jesus at lunchtime?
Listen, buddy, you just need to relax. All this protesting makes me look bad. Just take a rest.
Well, no, we're not going to give it a rest. All the people here in South Park want some goddamn answers.
All right, then I'm going to sue your whole town. You got that? Stupid idiots. Think they can mess with me, huh? Hey, Satan.
I'm not in the mood right now. Another random bitch commented on my Instagram that you're on the Epstein list.
The Epstein list? Are we still talking about that?
Well, are you on the list or not? It's weird that whenever it comes up, you just tell everyone to relax.
I'm not telling everyone to relax. Relax, guy.
No, I need counseling. You remind me more and more of this other guy I used to date. Like, a lot. Like, you guys are exactly alike.
I love you. Come
Oh, that's so lovely. It's so funny and ridiculous. How could you take it seriously? I also really like the episodes when they use a photograph instead of a drawing to demonstrate the person. They did that really well with Imagination Land and Mel Gibson. I think that they're quite that they're authentic in their appraisal of most public figures, and all they're ever trying to do is be funny. I don't think they're polemicists. I think if they were anything, they're libertarian. They believe in individual freedom and creative freedom. And I think that, in a way, if there comes a point where you can't have that, then you're in real serious trouble. And in a way, it should be regarded as an honour to be ridiculed by them. I think in the same episode, they take aim at NPR and 60 Minutes. And I think that's, again, because of the haughtiness and piety. If you are a pompous individual, you are really likely to end up being penetrated. You can't take yourself seriously. When I was in Washington, D.C., The people that I notice I figure are going to be okay are people that don't take themselves too seriously or have an identity outside of it. Like, say, Dr. Oz and Lisa Oz, like, they're really, really beautiful people. And Bobby Kennedy's got an amazing sense of humour. Now, there are some people that have got kind of, that you can see that they're sort of in it. It's a real demonic, what I see it like is Venom, you know, the character, the sort of alter ego Spider-Man-like dark, peculiar plasma character. Like it's some sort of net, some web that sort of ejaculates over you and pulls you into it. It's a sort of an awful, amorphous protean bureaucracy that consumes everything it touches. That's why you can't centralise power. I reckon I'd get sucked in. Some of you saying Russell's too pure to be in politics. Ashella's saying that in the locals chat. Yeah. Like, if I was going to have a role in politics in the United Kingdom, my own country, not in your beautiful country, America, you've got your own brilliant leadership. What I'd want to be is talking to people in leadership and going, look, these are the principles that I think that you should be deploying. I don't think you should be running this on these free market ideas that you're using or these socialist ideas. You should be, hold on a minute, where is it? There's some stuff in here that might be helpful to you. Try to read that. And if it says don't do it in there, don't do it. If it says do it in there, do it. And if that's difficult for you, all the more so. Let's have a look at what they said about NPR and 60 Minutes.
You guys are not gonna believe this. The President of the United States canceled NPR.
What's NPR?
What's NPR? The funniest show ever where all the lesbians and Jews complain about stuff? The f***ing president had it taken off the air. I mean, who the hell does this president think he is? The government can't cancel the show. I mean, what show are they gonna cancel next? It was seriously the best show. It had like gay rappers from Mexico all sad because girls in Pakistan got stoned to death. And guess why they got stoned to death? Because they were raped. It was hilarious. Why would anyone cancel that?
This is 60 Minutes. Oh boy. Oh shit. Oh God. The small town of South Park, Colorado is protesting against the president. The townspeople claim that the president, who is a great man.
A great man.
Great guy. We know he's probably watching. And we are just reporting on this town in Colorado that's being sued by the president, and they are fighting back.
And just to be clear, we don't agree with them.
No. We think these protesters are total retards. But our own Jim Connor has more. Oh, God.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Let's have a look at, let me know if you're in a rush to do the Bongino stuff, dude. Like, because if you are, we'll rush it along. Because I'm really interested in Dan Bongino, because he's a person that I know, and he's authentic and that. And I feel like if it don't work when people like Dan Bongino get into politics, then the system's in trouble. What do you reckon? Tell me. Even though Dan Bongino's a dude that I would probably disagree with loads of things. You know what I believe. I believe that in decentralized systems, so it wouldn't be a problem if people in the neighbouring community, whether you want to see that as a sort of a cyber community or a literal geographic community, it's obviously going to have some geographic connotations ultimately because we've got physical bodies. For now. Anyway, we're going to talk about Bongino in a minute. We'll get to that, baby. We'll get to that. I just want to see about, the criminal investigation into Barack Obama around Russiagate stuff. Here's some memes that our man Trump's been posting. Check out this. Here he is. He posted that. I mean, that is baity. That's a bit baity, isn't it? Because he's put him in a white Bronco. That's very, very... That's interesting. Oh, that is interesting. Because he's embracing that stuff fully. Because obviously that's a reference to O.J. Simpson and what's the only real connection between O.J. Simpson and Barack Obama. They're both public figures that are black. That's an interesting move, I've got to tell you. Let's see what Whoopi Goldberg, that's how you say it? Whoopi Goldberg. And also, by the way, I don't think any of us benefit from heightening racial dynamics or tensions from the left or right. Let's have a look.
A sitting president just accused a former president of treason. Now, do people realize how serious an allegation this is? And for me...
That's no big deal. That happens all the time. Whole way through Trump 2016. Russiagate. No one, except for weird little tendrils of the outer reaches of the online spaces, defended Trump then, because the media was owned by Barack Obama entities. And they're not Barack Obama, really. He's just a sort of a pullulating symptom of the neoliberal system. So if you disagree with Trump doing it to Barack Obama, it has to be because of the principle, and that's the problem. No one has any principles. They just have favorites.
This is, and for me, didn't the Supreme Court, under the guidance of this president, say that presidents have immunity? So that would mean that nothing Obama did, because you didn't say no, that only you have immunity. You said presidents. So this means you have no right to try to take him to court because he did what he did as president. So how does that work? Is it only you who is clear, or are...
But her entire argument could be reflected back at her, couldn't it? And wouldn't you actually prefer it if there was a reliable principle that you weren't in charge of, because that principle was given to us by God, and you could use that principle whether the person in the dock were Barack Obama, Saddam Hussein, Donald Trump? It wouldn't matter. You wouldn't need to be told in advance. You just go, no, that's the principle. I don't need to know who it's being applied to. That's, in microcosm, the entire problem, and also, you know, the view.
Are they all clear? In which case, President Biden might be, kicking some new stuff up to you too. Because if you say nobody has immunity, or everybody, you have to decide which way you're going.
Yeah, we all do. We all have to make that decision. I do this podcast called Actual Friends with my actual friends, Dave Rubin and Sage Steele. In it, last week, we talked about the death of Hulk Hogan and the potential prosecution of Barack Obama. They released this clip, and I feel like it is a good articulation of what I meant.
We might have all thought that Hulk Hogan was kind of cheesy, but in reality, he was someone who suffered a great deal to bring you the kind of truth that can only come through narrative storytelling. Maybe the character of Hulk Hogan is more authentic than the character of Barack Obama, who represented a certain kind of politics, a return to hope and change. But as it turned out, it was more of the same and a kind of hopelessness. Maybe the world of wrestling and the world of entertainment and the world of politics are all to a degree defined by masks. When Hulk Hogan's mask came off, we saw a man that had suffered for what he believed in. When Barack Obama's mask came off, we saw a man who had made us suffer for what he believed in, whether it was in 2008 or whether it was in the Russiagate hoax. So let us mourn the hero that is Hulk Hogan. May he rest in peace. And please let us revivify the kind of politics that may now flourish now that Barack Obama faces justice. That's all from me.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Okay, so we're going to have a quick message from one of our partners, and then we're going to be back with Ghislaine Maxwell's box. Ghislaine Maxwell's box. What's in the box, Ghislaine Maxwell? We've got a list, we've got a box, we'll be talking about all of it in a moment. Here's a quick message from one of our partners. Whoever you are, you might consider yourself a businessman or woman or person, or, I don't know, maybe you don't have a gender or don't want one. That's not the key issue here, though. The key issue is 1775, a delicious coffee. Let's be honest, most coffee, all it does is it helps you to organise a stool in that inward back pocket you call the butt. What does it also do? It leaves you feeling all down, jittery, foggy, and needing another cup of coffee. You can only trust 1775, the one true coffee of revolution. Rejuvenate coffee is science-backed coffee. Coffee backed by science, and not Anthony Fauci style. Oh, I made up some science. I was giving people AIDS. Oh, I've got a beagle in a cage. I put my fingers up their butt. That is something Anthony Fauci has admitted to. Have you read The Real Anthony Fauci by Bobby Kennedy? It's understood that Anthony Fauci, he keeps beagles in his yard and he puts stuff up their butt. They shit all over the cage. Fauci doesn't care. He makes them wallow in it. Anthony Fauci cannot be trusted, but Rejuvenate science-backed coffee can. It's real Arabica beads. Arabacadabra, I say, because it makes me feel absolutely magic. It's infused with CAAKG, which is a kind of like a rifle, like an assault rifle, but it's assault in your central nervous system with delicious beans, baby. A compound shown to support cellular energy, metabolism, and even healthy aging. You don't want to sit deteriorating in a chair, shitting yourself, drinking Starbucks. You need rejuvenation. It's built for people who take their health seriously, who want to show up with focus and strength every single day, like me. If you care about how you feel now and how you'll feel 10 years from now, this is your coffee. Go to 1775coffee.com/me probably and order Rejuvenate coffee today. Fuel your body, protect your future, rejuvenate, you sick perverts. You foul-mouthed racist. Buy our product and get Rumble Premium. Hey, listen, we're going to talk about Bongino now. Listen to this. Too good to miss. Dun, 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 dun. Bongino says, I'm never going to be the same again. If you watch this on YouTube, click the link in the description. You may not know what the Trusted News Initiative is, but I do. It's an organisation that global news organisations all belong to, where they've agreed that their real enemy is independent media, and they want to bring down independent media, often by smearing people who are doing well in independent media, and also by ensuring you are never free. Click the link. Get over here. Rumble believes in freedom. We're going to be talking about Bongino right now. Firstly, Newsmax refers to Ghislaine. Ghislaine, how do you say it? It's not how you think you say it. It's like Greta Thunberg, isn't it? It's like we all